Good afternoon. My name is Michael Lee. I've lived, my property on Ardmore Street is backed up to the Columbia Tap for the last 40 years. And so I have a long history going back to 1985 when I lived adjacent to the Columbia Tap. And I'm going to kind of share you with a little bit of that history. In 1985, there was tremendous discrimination against people with AIDS. They were pariahs. When Union Pacific abandoned that railroad, it just became a wasteland. It became grounds for dumping. It became grounds for fraternities to use it for parking lots. And I felt an urge to do so. So I created the AIDS Memorial Garden and maintained it for 20 years until the city condemned the property and took it over. And since that time, it has been neglected. I wake up to chainsaws and I have to run back there to see who's cutting down trees. Utility companies have no respect for the garden, no respect for the trees. Centerpoint was the latest, biggest abuse when they showed up with policemen and cut down 2 40-year-old bald cypress trees. They were only not, this wasn't that they were in their way, it was just that it was easier for them to do that than protect the trees from construction. My Councilmember Shabazz, we worked up with a deal with Centerpoint to replace things. But that's a fix. It should never happened. And the problem is that it's not identified as an AIDS Memorial Garden. No one knows this. There should be signage that dedicates this. There's a respect to the people who died of AIDS, and this is the oldest AIDS Memorial Garden in the U.S. So I'm asking the city to step up. I'm asking the city to step up and respect those who have died. I'm asking the city to step up and preserve this garden. Just last spring, I went back there and spent close to 2 weeks cleaning up, cutting down invasive trees for our, and
that time has expired.
Once again, Councilmember Carolyn Evans Shabazz.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Mr. Lee. Certainly, I want to thank you for dedicating your properties to this memorial. I know how touched you were by the death of many of your friends. And so certainly we did have that meeting in my office to get Centerpoint to certainly to restore, but you are certainly right, those things should not have happened. But, you know, I am dedicated to working with you in that garden to see if we can preserve it the best that we can, you know, signage and whatever, to let people know that it's there, and also to promote the respect that it is certainly due. So thank you so very much for coming forward. I don't know if you had a few more minutes, a few more seconds.
You're done. It's hard for me to talk about it.
Yeah, I know. I've been in your company, and I know how sensitive this issue is for you. So thank you so very much for your time.
You're very welcome.
All right.